Hey everybody, this is Sylvie Curry, Lady of Q, and once again, I'm out here visiting my Ziggy. Yeah, you all know that when I come to visit my Ziggy, I must have something on my mind. I've got some conversation, some rant, something I want to discuss with you. And a number of issues have arisen, a number of things I have thought about talking about. But for some reason or other, and I don't know why this stuck on my mind, I got up this morning and I thought, you know, a lot of the things that we do in life are not based upon solely our own choices. Sometimes it's subliminal things that come at us. And some of those subliminal things include marketing. Let's talk about marketing and barbecue. Okay? Let me have a sit down now. Okay. Marketing and barbecue has been ongoing for a lot of years. Even before the Pitmaster series began, way back in, what was it, 2005, 6, 7, 8, 9, I don't know when, but even long before then, there was marketing and barbecue. There were a number of corporations and charcoal suppliers, etc., who sponsored teams, sponsored barbecue events. There were a number of barbecue sauce, name brand, barbecue type sauce companies that sponsored teams, sponsored events. So there's always been there. Some of the most purchased barbecue sauces, etc., in the past were those that were heavily marketed in competitions or at grilling events or whatever. And you go to the grocery store, you see that name, you say, oh, I know that, and you buy it. Over the past few years, in the area of barbecue competitions, it's been recognized, and everybody knows that in order for barbecue competitions to survive, they need sponsors. And those sponsors include companies that provide charcoal, companies that provide meats, companies that provide varying type of things that are used in barbecue. Everything from aluminum foil to salt and pepper. And by getting a sponsor and that name being out there, it entices people subliminally to recognize that name. When they go to the grocery store or when they go online, they have a tendency to purchase those things. Okay, how does that impact barbecue? It impacts barbecue because competitions, I don't think, would survive without the sponsors. It impacts barbecue because some of the products are actually dang good, very, very good. And it takes barbecue competitors to bring the attention to the public for them to try those things. And I'll give you an example. Brisket. 10 years ago, 12 years ago, most people who were purchasing briskets for a barbecue competition purchased them at grocery stores. Or when they thought they were doing something that was, even above that, they would go to grocery stores like here in California we have Smart and Final. Then they would go to stores such as Restaurant Depot, and that's where you would get your meats: chicken, ribs, pork, and brisket. However, what was noticed is that, there were a few teams who were winning, and I'll say brisket, consistently. And they're cooking this stuff. Why are they consistently winning when I'm cooking a dang good brisket and mine's not winning? Anyway, over time, it was disclosed or discovered that a lot of these people were, or that a lot of these teams were cooking briskets that were of the Wagyu grade. And there are a number of Wagyu suppliers, and there's a significant one that most teams currently use, and I'll say their name, Snake River Farm, because I do use them. And this is not a advertisement for them, I'm just saying that's what I use. Anyway, when you cook a Wagyu brisket or even a very good prime brisket, you come out with very good results. Cooking a choice brisket or even a cab, and cab is just another name for a choice brisket, or a select brisket, they don't do as well. They're not as heavily marbled, the texture's a little different, and the judges prefer the Wagyu and the prime over those. Anyway, marketing. So therefore, a lot of the meat companies, even pork, and some chicken companies are involved in marketing and sponsorship of barbecue events and teams. And that directs a lot of the teams to use those products. And teams who ordinarily wouldn't use those products do, because it is a sponsor of an event or a team that consistently wins is using that product. So it must be good. I'm going to cook with it too. So what does that do? For products that are actually great, very good, and worth it, it makes competition tighter, because everyone's using basically the similar or the same type of product. So therefore, you got to be on your A game and be able to cook in order to get calls or get placed. Where do I want to go with this? Where I want to go with this is that sometimes you're placed in the position of supporting a sponsor that you may not truly believe in, or that you use that product because, okay, little break there, got a little call that I took care of. Anyway, what was I talking about? We were talking about corporate influence on barbecue, be it sponsorships, etc. And I believe I left off discussing how sometimes there are sponsors who sponsor a competition or whatever, and you may not actually be using their product. Yet and still, because you're part of that competition or whatever it is, you're sort of thrown into the mode where you have to show support. And I play with that because there have been in the past products which I was asked to support, and which I did support, hashtags and all that kind of stuff, and I was not really a strong believer in them. So, sometimes money influences you in ways that you can say, yes, I'll do that, or no, I won't, and you just weigh the benefits of both sides of it. Anyway, the influence of big business on barbecue is extensive. There's a lot of things that I think a lot of manufacturers and all that have come to see that, hey, this barbecue is big. You want to get your stuff out there, you got to go and support. And sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Yeah, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. I don't know where I was going with this video at first, and I've sort of went back and forth, but the gist of it, and probably you guys can tell out there listening to me, if you're still listening, as I said before, Ziggy still is, that my concern is that a lot of things we do subliminally impact what our choices are. And even though we think we're making our own choices, sometimes we aren't. There are influences out there that, direct you one way or the other. And I'll give you an example. You're at a barbecue competition and you walk by somebody's site and they've got signage or whatever it is of something that they're promoting. Or they have bags of charcoal or something like that, or something they're promoting. Even though you may not even talk to that person, you may not even go up to that site, in the back of your head, it's like you remember, okay, I saw that someplace. So that when, later on you may be in make a decision. You may go on Amazon and you're going through the choice and you see it's like, oh, okay, I remember seeing that. So somebody was using it, so it must be okay. And then you purchase it. Sometimes you just have to do what's necessary to keep the sport going. And in barbecue, and please comment, let me know what your thoughts are and what you believe. But I believe in barbecue, in order to continue competitions and events, we need corporate sponsors. In order to have money for awards and things like that, you need corporate sponsors. So therefore, you may be thrown in the position of supporting something that you may not truly believe in or use or think is better than other products, but because you want that sport to continue, you do it. Okay, subscribe. I'm going to put in my pitch. I like to see viewers. I like to know the people watching, listening, and that I may be having an impact on what you're doing in the kitchen, on the grill, on the barbecue circuit, getting into barbecue or whatever. Or maybe that, just by listening to me, it may, stimulate your desire to step out there and do your thing. All it takes is, seeing somebody else doing it and saying, hey, I can. And I look at her and say, if that old lady can be out there competing and doing all that kind of stuff, well, heck, I can too. And just get out there and do it. Subscribe, leave me comments, tell me what you like. If you disagree with me, tell me you disagree and why. If you dislike this video, dislike it, but please tell me why. And if you think that there's something else you want me to talk about or you want my opinion of it, just let me know. I'll come sit out here with Ziggy and we'll talk about it and we'll go from there. Anyway, this is Sylvie Curry, Lady of Q, and once again, I'm outside enjoying nature with my buddy, my best friend. Take care, enjoy. Bye-bye.